My daughter, she's 10 months old, she has no fear. She's born with no fear. It's what we remember or what we start putting in and remembering and all of that with those fears. So I didn't mean to cut you off.
That's right.
But when you see reptilians, see, here's the thing. Reptilian, not nice people in the, a man with a gun in the bank, honestly, it doesn't really matter what they are. It's how you react to that. It's how you engage in that. It's how you focus on that. You can either focus on it or you can just acknowledge it and just let it be. And that's what we need to be, is acknowledge, but be very mindful what you're engaging in.
So like, what about the influence you put in on it by yourself? Like, you know how...
For sure.
If like...
You're putting your imprint.
Yeah, like if there's like a bank robber or something, and like, let's say you just approach that in the right way to make him like put all the money back or something and not do something bad, or if you approach it in a way that makes everything worse kind of thing.
Right.
Like,
you want to take him down.
So can you kind of turn him into a reptilian or something? Because if that's his purpose, to be out of this world and cause more trouble, doesn't that kind of... Or is it that everything you can always
Well,
kind of
it's
change
free
and
choice,
affect?
free will, and it's how you engage in that, right? And that's exactly what you're saying. But intuitively, if you're in tune and you're in your moment, you'll know exactly what to do in that moment. There is no right or wrong in that moment. It just is what it is. Nothing more, nothing less, really. It's quite simple. But we have to complicate it, right? Because we've got brains and minds and opinions and...
So when you say the idea that nothing is right or wrong, I mean, obviously in today's society that we live in currently, we believe stuff like, killing innocence, like killing a child is obviously something that we would establish as something that's wrong. But when you say, obviously there's laws and stuff like that, so where does the idea that there is no right and wrong involve something like something really terrible, like someone killing a child? What do you think of that?
All right. I'm going to share something with you. It's a little bit personal. But I was abused for many years by my father. And it was obviously not attractive, right? It's not anything that you want to deal with. And so I was doing a talk in front of a bunch of people, and we were talking about, experiences that if it doesn't kill you, it makes you stronger kind of thing. And I was telling my story, and this lady got up and she was very angry. And because what I had said was, through all of that relationship with my father, there were a lot of great lessons in that. And I love my father with all my heart, and we were able to come to that place of understanding. And before my father died, he had said, I deserve exactly to die the way that I'm dying. And he died an excruciatingly painful death. He had leukemia. It took him 2 years to finally die. He weighed 75 pounds, skin and bones. And my dad in his prime, he did Vietnam, came back pretty messed up, killed innocent people, did all of those horrific things. And of course, his mental stability, he went through an abusive child. The cycle goes on and on and on and on. And so when I was saying to this woman, I am very blessed to have known my father. I'm very blessed to be able to have broken the cycles. I'm very blessed to be able to have experienced all of these things, even though they were wrong, as you say, but they were just lessons, whether I was to pick them up karmically, but I'm a firm believer in karma. So if you are doing wrong or bad or evil or whatever things, karma will come back and it will bite you in the ass. I don't have to do it. Nobody has to do it, but it will happen. It has to happen. There is no right or wrong. That is a judgment. If I am right or wrong, that is my judgment. That is somebody else's judgment on me. Who am I to judge? I'm not put here to judge. I'm just put here to be, to evolve, to do what I need to do. And so when my dad was dying and he said that to me and I looked at him, no, nobody deserves to die like that. Nobody. Nobody deserves to die like that. But that was his karmic evaluation of what he needed to do in that good and bad. And that is the closest thing that I can come to clarity on that. That was a huge defining moment for me. Who am I to judge whether he is good or bad? It is not my place. And thankfully we were able to heal so many things. That gave us 2 years to work through a lot of stuff. But that was a huge lesson for me, huge. Does that answer your question?
Yes.
Yeah, and That's the closest experience I can come to that.
We can jump back for a bit.
Wherever you like to go.
You were mentioning that these reptilians are, they sort of they're walk-ins?
Most of them are walk-ins, yeah. The
Is
ones that I
there-
know.
Is there no like moderator to say like you don't get to like show up, or that you're going here, that you're going there?
Well, whoever it is that they're taking over, they have free choice, free will. They can say no, but they don't. So they just walk in. Usually they're people who want to just be done with it, or they're just ready to leave. They've had enough, and they're just ready to go. They want to walk out, and there's always somebody willing to walk in, right?
So that it needs to manifest, and it doesn't just like,
Yeah.
it's not just poof. It's like there's a reason for that.
Usually it can be pretty poofy, but there's usually a reason, absolutely. And it has to be, you know, a mutually agreed upon thing.
Okay.
In my experience anyways. Does that make sense? Helpful? Yeah? Maybe? No? Yeah? Questions? Questions? I should buy a boat. Love Corky Romano. Sorry. Okay.
Any questions?
Questions? My God, that's it? Really?
I'm just so curious about the reptilians that we can't go into.
Oh, yeah. Where can you go and learn about reptilians?
The internet
Internet.
teaches you anything you
The
ever
internet.
want to know.
Well, there you go. Go inner tubing or
What do I
YouTubing.
need to just
Whatever.
search reptilians? I think I'm gonna get a lot of
Yeah,
like
look up
alligators.
David X. David X is a good place to start. It's just the whole like background on
Go to the internet.
yeah, there's a lot.
I mean, if you want to like have a simple translation of something that you probably know exists right now, is think of the idea of the Illuminati. That's what people think reptilians are, is people that like willingly manifest like other entities within themselves to wreak havoc on X
They're
and
good
Y
shapeshifters.
because they feel like they
Reptilians.
want to exercise their free will. And
Have you guys all met
to do
reptilians
whatever
before?
stuff they want.
I don't want to meet them.
Yeah, you guys see that?
Oh yeah, there's
Like,
wax of
What's an
them.
example of one maybe political figure?
Um,
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
George
The
Bush.
Queen.
A little less
Yeah,
obvious.
the Queen, yeah. Pope Ratzinger. He's
I don't know who
the current Pope.
that is. Oh, okay.
What about like when somebody drinks or something? Could they be like become a reptilian when they drink? and
You
get
know
taken
what?
over?
I know, like I was your age too, and I drank like a fish, like from like 19 to 21, but well, 16 to 21. But anyways, those are good days. But when you are intuitive and you're aware, be mindful, because when you're altered in your altered state, you're altered and you are more open than you even realize how open you are. And really, that's not always a good thing. Especially when people, when you're all drinking and when you're with people who aren't so nice when they're all drinking, you're wide open.
So you're talking about spirits when you're drinking, like terms.
No, I'm talking about people. People,
Oh.
people. When you're drinking, you're like leveling the playing field, right? Because you're all in that altered state, and people who aren't of the best people that you would normally hang around with, they're going to see that you're open, and they're going to tap into that.
Like I've seen people that go from like being like totally happy and stuff, and then when they get drunk, they just like get really angry, negative about everything, just like don't want to listen, want to cause
Mhm.
trouble and stuff. Like that's kind of the only
Wake-up
example I
call.
can think of the reptilian or whatever.
Well, reptilian. I've met a few. I know a few. Do you guys know of Dr. Eric Pearl? Reconnection.
I know.
Reconnection. He's Palladian, eh?
Really?
He's a Palladian. Yeah.
What's his name?
Eric Pearl. Dr. Eric Pearl.
Okay.
He.
Is that something, like, have you met him? Is that
Yeah.
something you sense from
Yeah.
him?
No. We talked about it, and he admitted that he is.
Do
So.
you know who you are? Like, do you have a past? Like,
I'm me. To me, I'm okay. I'm not anything, you know, that you have to like. I won't come see in your sleep or anything.
well, I mean, like,
I
a planet?
well, I've been to I've been on planets before. Yeah, it's funny. I was just talking about that to somebody. That's funny. That would come up twice in a week. I wonder why that is. Anyways, yeah. So I've been into different galaxies, absolutely for sure. And to be honest, I didn't have to come back this time, and I chose to. And then when I was able to check out, I chose again to come back because I needed to get some things done here. So I'm pretty fortunate to be doing what I'm doing. I'm supposed to be doing what I'm doing. So I don't work outside the home. This is all I do. I just deal with people and help them get on their way. So this is what I do. So that's all I'm here to do. And when that's done, then I'm not coming back. This will be the last time I'm in a human carcass. Yeah, I didn't have to come back before, but I did.